Guys, it is the podcast. Let me play the intro music. And Corrie, tell us what this is about. Quickly.
Welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing podcast. We're actually a group on Facebook, 44,000
I saw you finally let people in. The little hand wavies are in there.
What we do is we see topics and, concerns or great post in the group each week, and we bring it to the podcast so you can actually be baking, rolling your dough out, and growing your business in the same process without having to scroll.
To listen to this as I'm falling asleep at night. Just to have the little angelic voices.
See, that's why I do the elephant noises to raise the with you.
Someone said, I just started listening to podcasts, and I said, I would like to apologize ahead of time. So this week, the podcast is based on a post that I cannot find in the group anymore. I know it's there.
Heather loved it, though.
I said, this is what I signed up for.
An entire lunch. Mm-hmm. It took up a lunch.
So OP, whoever you are, I cannot find your name, but bless you. That was a great post. Says, I charge a rush fee. And she said it's a great option for people who are last minuters and understand, and it's allowing them to turn my no into a maybe. Mm-hmm. But she said, I've actually changed the word I use. I call it, would you like to fast track your order? And she said, the interesting thing is I leave it open on any order. So at the bottom of her order form, it has like a checkbox saying, would you like to fast track your order for an additional amount of money?
Yeah.
She said, now not only are late people enjoying it, she said everybody's selecting it. Who doesn't? And let's take it. It's a note from Disney. What do they call that? Fast Pass?
Yeah, Fast Pass.
Right. If this whole concept of I can buy more time, I can buy a faster turnaround. I love the concept of it.
Here's the thing. Cookiers, bakers pay it all the time. If you go to a cutter shop, every cutter shop has listed rush, where you can get your cutter rushed to you before everyone else with a little extra cash.
I love it. I'm going to say, and if you're listening to this and you're in this party of people I'm about to lambast on this podcast, I'd like to apologize, but I'm also not sorry, is when you put the word rush fee in any cookie group, you're going to get that faction of people who says, I don't charge a rush fee. I can either can or I can't. Okay, off that high horse. I'm surprised you could see the post from all the way up there. That is what this group, what's selling, what this podcast is on, what the group is on salesmanship or saleswomanship. It doesn't roll off the tongue. But when you can take somebody who says, hey, I want to place an order, it's last minute, and you're booked, the truly good salesperson, the truly effective business owner would say, I can take your order, and I can make more money, and I can get you what you want, and I can get you what I want.
Everyone leaves that sale happy.
Right. So while you think, well, I can or I can't, and I'm being more ethically fair, in a way, you're being unfair to that person who was willing to pay more to have you work time and a half.
Listen.
Overtime.
Heather told me that I need to start taking Metamucil in the morning.
It was I convinced her. She did it.
She did. So I ordered from Amazon. Amazon said, hey, girl, for another $2.99, we can have it to you today.
No, Amazon said, I either can or I can't.
Yeah, but see, I want it before tomorrow morning. Right. When
Corrie wins, and Amazon wins with her greedy self.
So I was happy to pay the $2.99 for hopefully what this Metamucil will bring to my life.
So this podcast isn't on whether you can or you can't. Do whatever you want. You're leaving money on the table. I'll take it to my grave. You can take your little horse and stomp on my grave. But you are leaving money on the table, and you're creating a less than desirable customer experience when you don't offer this. But the point that we really liked with that whole podcast, or what her post was, is that she changed the verbiage to make it sound more appealing. While it is a rush fee. She said it's a rush fee.
Technically, that's what it is. Like, hey, I'm going to be rushing your order in here.
Rushing has a negative connotation.
It does.
You're rushing through my cookies. We all know what it means. I want rush order delivery. But what she changed it to is fast track my order, which is just, wow, so pleasant. It almost makes it seem, instead of rushing through your order, you now take precedence for an extra $20. And that's why she's like, what surprised me is that even my normal orders are selected.
Yeah. And what this podcast is about today is how you can reword things to be more like of a positive experience.
It's going to be called I Eject. Because when you can sub out some of these words, adjectives, to make something sound more appealing, you are a better salesperson, and you will actually make more money. So that is the goal of this. Now, Corrie has an example, and I have an example of real world examples where this actually came into play. Now, something it says you have here, paper flower.
Okay, I love online shopping. I shop online all the time.
We noticed this morning with the Metamucil.
But I was looking at, like I used to love to go to farmer's market and get flowers, like fresh flowers.
I saw that
and put them
2
in the
weeks
house.
of your life.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, the amount of care that those need, you have to clip off the top, change the water. Sometimes there's bugs in
You have to
there.
like take their temperature, see if they have a fever. How are you feeling
talk
today?
to it, sing to it every day. So I saw this ad and it said paper flowers, and they were actually very pretty. Like it didn't look like a piece of paper.
So it was a flower made from paper.
Made from paper, and it like you put it in the vase, and it would look good.
Why had to be fancy? Why can't it
The
be a
vase,
vase?
and it would look great. So I was like, oh yeah, let me check out these little paper flowers. Like that's what my little dining area would need.
Right.
Okay, when you think of the word paper, like we're throwing paper away. Like everything's it's what, less than a penny?
I couldn't
Probably
imagine the cost
like
of paper.
a fraction of a penny.
Probably.
Okay, these paper flowers were $400.
Where were you shopping at, like
And
Anthropology?
you probably got like 6 of them. You would
Oh.
need like double to make it look like an actual
Listen, buddy,
arrangement.
they know their worth. They're charging their worth.
I was like, I was taken aback. I said, oh gosh, no. Oh my God, a piece of paper?
Yeah.
So then I was scrolling. Of course, when you go to one website, you get now into the ads of things like it. There was another one called
That's my favorite feature, by the way. Being served similar ads.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, pin someone up against somebody else.
Absolutely.
The next ad was called Eternal Flowers.
Genius. Eternal and paper. That's
Yeah.
the comparison here. Paper flowers, I know they're going to last. They're made of paper. Eternal flowers, I know
Now
they're going to
you're
last.
adding
They're
value, so I'm
eternal.
thinking like now I don't have to go to the
What
farmer's
the
market.
word eternal is very luxe.
It's Luke's.
It's almost was it printed in gold? That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
The word eternal.
I know. So the word eternal has a lot more value in it than the word paper. They're the same thing though.
Yeah, it does not die.
Yes.
But this just subbing out that one word, eternal sounds like this isn't going to be cheap, but it's going to be nice.
Exactly. So what you have one too that you
I do. I waving my little white flag of surrender to try to make that world's most unreliable car reliable. So I've been used car shopping. Listen, I love me a deal. Let somebody else pay whatever that driving off the parking lot loses money. So when you go shop, when I'm on these websites that collect all the listings, you can say new or used, and then it filters and is like, it's probably like rich or broke. That's what it feels like to me. But when I go to these individual dealership websites, it says certified pre-owned.
which sounds
Like that certified pre-owned. It sounds like if I feel like you're shopping for a Mercedes if you see certified pre-owned, whereas used means old. Somebody didn't want this, and now you're buying.
now you might want it.
Something doesn't like.
When I sold cars, someone walked in and they were like, obviously it was a used car dealership, and they were like, yeah, I'm looking for only certified pre-owned. And I was like, yeah, that's a sticker that we put on every car. And I said, do you know what goes behind the word certified pre-owned? And he was like, I have no idea. I said, it's literally checking if it has a windshield wiper. 50 points inspection. Does it have a seatbelt?
But all those 159 points of inspection. Okay, you were going to do that anyways, but it judged up.
You felt
used.
more confident
in
that one than someone saying like used.
I guarantee the used cars and the certified pre-owned, they got the same wipers. Like somebody didn't want it and they said, buy my trash. But when you change out these words, it really changes the effect of the buyer's mentality from like, oh, I'm buying trash to, oh, I'm buying certified pre-owned.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these very fancy seatbelts.
Yeah, like I'm a smart buyer buying used pre-owned, certified.
Right. I am wise for letting somebody take the depreciation and I will just soak it up. So we've come up with a list of phrases you could possibly implement in your business to subpar for luxury.
Yeah, from negative to positive, from not so luxury to luxury. Because if you're in the custom bake business, you're serving a luxury product. I don't care if you take the Oreo out of the thing and put in the chocolate. The chocolate was the luxury part.
We can never compete with Oreo. 1, delectable. 2, easy, readily available.
Yeah.
3, mega stuff. Like there's no way we're going to touch that. So instead of trying to compete with Oreo, we're going to not compete with Oreo at all. We're going to act like we are eternal Oreo.
Above Oreos.
Yeah. Sorry, Oreos. I love them to death. The fact that you can eat a whole sleeve and not realize it's happening. Here's my one thought, an aside. Why do I eat the same thing so many times when the bites are exactly duplicated?
I was saying, why do my tongue shove that bite out of the way for
get a
an
new
identical bite?
That's the brain.
Do I like chewing or do I like swallowing?
I don't know.
Is it hitting the belly?
You clearly don't like the taste because you keep eating it to get a new.
But do I love the taste so much that I need a new taste?
I said to myself one time, if I chew on this forever,
then I
will not eat the next bite.
I know.
I don't know. moving on. We'll talk about it at lunch. Rush fee versus track your orders, where this is all built from. So Corrie has this one. I can't take your order. It's a very normal thing. It's a very normal response when somebody places an order and it's either too short or it's too complex or you're out of town, right?
Yeah.
Or you can say, I can absolutely take your order for an additional fee if that works with your budget. I would actually sub out the word fee for an additional $20 if that fits your budget.
Yeah.
To absolutely set that expectation there. So you say, no, that's very negative. I cannot take your order. No, humans hate the word no. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate this whole used car thing.
Yeah.
I've hated being told.
I know.
No, it makes my skin literally crawl. I have to walk away from my desk. Then you have, hey, I absolutely can for a small fee.
Or you can say for the words, I can totally fast track your order if that's something
Love
you
that
like.
fast track. That was just
Fast track. I'm going to steal that.
yeah.
I'm sorry, whoever you are.
That she posted it. She said, "Enjoy this," and I thought that was delicious.
You little nugget.
I said I paid for this. This is what I signed up for. Okay, you have this one: pre-order versus pre-sale.
So before we ever got into the world of cookies, I did not know what a pre-sale was. Pre-sale is not a common word, so there's a lot of explaining behind it. You're losing them in the sauce of it. But what we all know, because it's a common word, it's the word pre-order.
I know pre-order from every product I've ever wanted to buy that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, and you automatically know it's not out yet. I'm buying it now for when it does come out.
My issue with the word pre-sale is, what do you think when you hear the word
Discount.
sale? Discount. So when you say I'm having a pre-sale, people are saying, well, I think I'll get this for cheaper, possibly. Also, I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
All I know is that the word sale is here and this is pre-sale, so it must be the sale before the sale. But when you have pre-order, I know that I'm getting something ahead of anybody else who waits.
Right.
And probably for a small surcharge when they pre-order this item before it drops.
Yeah. So pre-order is such a common word in a lot of industries versus pre-sale isn't as well known. So a lot of times I see in the group, people are like, how do you explain a pre-sale to someone?
Just
and I
don't use the
agree.
word.
It's annoying to explain because you're losing them. You're losing out on sales.
Have I
explaining
seen
it.
the word pre-sale used anywhere but cookies?
I've never.
I did not know what it meant.
Right.
When we started the show.
Right. And I don't know why cookiers are like, come on, let's explain what a pre-sale is so you can use it too.
I think it's kind of the same way, not to dog on Square, the website builder. I think it's why everyone uses Square, because everybody uses Square. Like,
right.
I
It's
think
just what you.
the amount of people, Shopify is big in the e-commerce space, right? And the amount of the few people who ever use it in the cookie world makes me think either it's not designed for cookies, or better yet, Square is just so pervasive.
Yes.
And people say, what website builder do you use? I use Square. It'll always be the top recommended one. And I think it's because it's the top recommended one.
And so then you become a new cookier, you learn what pre-sale is. Now you become an old cookier and you tell people like,
This is a
oh, my
pre-sale.
pre-sales are
Right.
tanking. And someone's like, what's a pre-sale? And then
I'd
continue.
say if you're interested in trying this out, try subbing it out for pre-order and see how your audience responds. I know what a pre-order is.
I know what pre-order is.
I love spending me some money, and I've done pre-orders. Then we have, this is a good one. You say a flash sale. Now, again, here the word sale is. Flash sale means these. To me, this interprets that these did not sell, and I don't need you to buy them.
To me is you went to the market. People don't want those. And
Absolutely.
now you're going to hawk them to me.
Right. And I'm going to get a discount. That's what I know. I'm going to get a quick discount. Versus you say, I have, I made too many, and now my mistake is your gain.
That's what I literally always do. If I have some leftovers, you best believe I'm going to say,
Are you selling them at a discount? To me, you're not.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
But I don't want to use the word flash sale because they are not discounted.
If you use the word sale, on sale, for sale, I think you think I'm getting something at a discount.
Yeah.
Then we have, I like this one. I've only sold 5. A very negative, sad, depressive.
Nobody else wanted it. Why would I want it?
Versus only 5 are left of this.
Oh.
The word only being the sticker here is that only 5 are left. That makes me feel that FOMO. There's only 5 left. I only have 5. I only have opportunity to get 5. And then imagine you say, okay, only 4 left. Oh my goodness.
Oh, listen, I'll put it in my cart. If the thing that works for me on Etsy is when it says 4 people have this in their cart and there's only 2 left.
I have fallen into the world of Etsy this past week. I have let Etsy wash over me. The things I love. Why I think Etsy, the platform, is genius is that that add to cart thing is ridiculous.
Oh,
and my cart's got a billion
You want me
things.
to tell you something?
Yeah.
You can only have 99 things in your cart.
Oh my goodness. The fact that you know that.
That I have to go and I have to be like, Corrie, you have 99 things. What do you want less of the 100 things in your cart?
And I didn't know. And I was sleeping on Etsy. I don't buy cookie cutters. I just buy it to, use it to buy actual things. Not that cookie cutters aren't actual things, you little plebs without your bamboos. But I put something in my cart, and then it was like, the owner of the shop has gifted you 10% off. I've been putting things in my cart to see how many people offer me something. Then I bought something. I committed to something.
Most people will send you like a comeback.
I was like, oh, it hits as part of my lizard brain that says I need this now.
Absolutely. The amount of things I keep in my cart just so I can have the discount ready to go.
I Kibber's cookies. She does these STL files. This is the ones I printed too. I added a bunch of I bought a bunch of Kibber's cookies STL files, and I've been printing them. But then I was like, oh, there's some other stuff, because Corey was going to make a video to review it. It's all these cute like clips and stuff, and like those piping bag holders. Yeah. So then I add all this other stuff to cart. Then I get busy, like go to Luma, and I come back, and it's like, Kibber's cookies, it was giving you 10% off. I thought, oh my goodness. I overpaid for the other one.
It's the best.
Okay, so when you see, Etsy capitalizes is that 60 people have this in the cart, 50, and nothing gives me, and then they have low stock, only 2 left, only 1 remaining.
It really makes me feel like other people want what I want. So now I want it even more.
Right. So I haven't sold very many of these versus only 5 of these are left. You're saying the same thing. Whether or not the person with 5 left has only sold 2, we don't know. But the switching of those phrases, just those subtle words, can really trigger that part of that lizard brain that says, I don't want to miss out, which is me.
And me.
Okay. So we have, a lot of times I see people attempt to teach cookie classes. I always tell people teach cookie classes in the last quarter, October, November, December, to license to print money. But then you have people trying to teach their first cookie class in January, which is even a hard month for us to fill, so much so that we actually take off January. Yeah. I found that the summer months are actually easier to fill. I know bakers take off, but people are on vacation, and they tend to look for ways to entertain the kids. So I find that January is the hardest month of the year, and the 4 days before the 4th of July. Those ones we have learned are the 2 hardest periods of time. So what I see is that people said about, we'll have to cancel if I don't get any signups. To tell your audience that is like, nobody wants this, and the few of you who did are idiots because nobody else did. Yeah. So that is a very negative. It's very, depressive. Sad. We'll have to cancel. Nothing good comes after we'll have to cancel unless it's school. Versus we're doing BOGO tickets for a limited time. I only have 3 seats left. Yeah. Okay. Let's say I only have, Corey and I have a class threshold of 10 is the max that we can have in there, but if it's under 7 in attendance, I think we cancel.
I think you said 6. It's on there.
Whatever, I'll do a lot for a little. But what happens is, so within that threshold is when I'm like, we're so close to like coming to where like this makes sense to teach it, I'll go back and email people a $5, $10 discount code who've already taken a class. And I'll say, hey, listen, we have 2 seats left. We have 2 seats to get this class going, and you guys get at a discount. You've already come to these. It always moves. It always moves those tickets. Everyone won. They love a deal. And no one wants to say, my email subject line is, we'll have to cancel if you don't buy a ticket. It's never going to be that. It's always going to be this upper, this fun, this exciting, and you guys get a deal for it.
We have 1 ticket, and it's got your name on it.
I think we did that. I think we had somebody cancel class. It was like extenuating circumstances. So we had already baked it. So the class was already ready to go for 10.
So we just needed it. I didn't care if we made $10 off it. It was already made, their stuff.
So I think we did actually a 50% off ticket. Like our tickets were $70 at the time. Yeah. So we said for $35, you got. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We had somebody from a past class say, "How could I have passed that up?" Yeah. And we saw them the next day. Then we'll have. Okay, Corey has one. These sold well last year, which is not a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing. But when
it sounds old
to me, it sounds like the business owner's letting us see their books. Like, I don't want to know what you profited.
Yeah, and I don't want to say, like, last year, what happened to this year? I want new stuff. But you're telling me this is old stuff?
Right. This old versus backed by popular demand. One that has a couple of keywords baked into it. Popular means a lot of people like this. Demand means they want it. This sold well last year. To me, it would be as if I buy this used car and then the dealership posts their profit and loss statement and said, we made so much money off of Heather. I would like to thank everybody for seeing this idiot pay our certified pre-owned sticker price.
I think a lot of people say offering these again, and you feel like, oh, something not new.
Again, not fresh, not new, versus backed by popular demand. So many people wanted, I couldn't stop them. They were busting down my door.
Begging. So if you're being business smart and you're not jumping on the newest trend, which is the Taylor Swift love bracelets, which you see everywhere, and you want to offer what you did last year so you can save money on new cutters and you're not just doing the trending thing, say backed by popular demand, because it's a positive connotation. You're not having to go out and buy new stuff.
I saw a screenshot of a screenshot of a screenshot. So sorry, whoever idea this was. I don't remember what I had for breakfast, let alone a screenshot of a screenshot. But it was a DIY kit of the Taylor Swift bracelet. So you got the little circle charms. It was all the charms were the cookies. And then you could thread it. Of course, it was way too big to wear. It was just
so
a
this
concept.
is not a cookie?
They're all cookies, but they were big, like a take on the charm bracelet. It's like you could make your own charms. They were huge. They were like edible.
Yeah.
They weren't tiny little things. And then I saw this other post. So sorry, I do not remember where I saw it. My brain is like, that's cool. Forget everything else. It was the eyes. You know that you buy those bug eyes and they're big and you buy them from like a cookie supply place?
Like their little candy sprinkles?
Yeah. Flip them over and that's the bead size.
Oh, that's genius.
That was genius. I know.
Genius.
Yeah. You can't make a video about it. You got to find out whoever posted that. I think I have a screenshot, but I have to look back.
You either tell me who you are, I'm going to have to make a video and I will.
That was just such a subtle, smart. You have the bug eyes, I'm sure.
A bajillion.
Yeah, so everyone I see is having an issue making the transfer. So they're making those little bead bracelets. I'm sorry, if you guys don't know, Taylor Swift bead bracelet. It was what she gave Travis Kelce at a game or something, right?
I don't think so. It became popular. It became popular from her tours. And then they were gifties, like you gave them to other Swifties.
Okay, I like that. That's very EDM of them.
And that's what brought them together.
That's very...
That you could trade them at her shows.
Okay, hold on. I think he got one.
I'm sure he did, but
I think he made her one.
She's been doing this for a bazillion years.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now they're all full of like third-party sellers that says, I heart the Chiefs. Okay. Well, whatever. That is very popular now.
True.
I think he made her bracelet. New Swifters can tell us what happened. Then we have, I'm closing my presale. Again, we have the word presale. Versus last day to get your orders in.
Yeah. There's a little FOMO. I'm closing my presale.
Sounds like, okay, well, nobody else? Anybody?
Oh, raise your hand.
Anybody?
Is that you in the back? Oh, no.
Versus listen, I've gotten too many orders. I got to close this early. If you wrote that to me.
Oh, my.
If you said, I got too many orders and I have to close this early, here's your last shot.
Yeah.
The panic, the lizard brain panic.
Absolutely.
That makes me feel. The Etsy checkout discount code panic.
Yeah. So instead of saying like, closing my pre-sales, if you want to order, now's the time to get your order in. Oh, I don't feel like anything
Sounds like nobody wanted it, so why would I?
Oh, there's still things available.
Who didn't want what?
Versus this is your very last chance to jump on the T-Swift bracelet train. I have a few left. I might bake more, but right now it's not looking good.
The word that shall not be named for the event. People are like, oh, can you believe it's already February? I don't think that. I think, can you believe we only have 10 months until I have to do it all
Someone
again?
said, can you believe we're in the same year as the Vendy Bunny?
The Vendy Bunny is just an event, but the Vendy Bunny, with the Vendy Bunny. So if you ever go to bed early like a normal person, you miss out on the chaos that is the last hour of this event. I think the hour and a half, so it'll be at like 10:30. I lift the rules of the sellers from posting. The posts that they're allowed to make, they have to. It's called clear the shelf. It is chaos. You have to discount something further than the minimum. So if you post it, I don't care if it's one product at 80% off. It has to be more than the original offering you had all day. So then I thought, you know what? We have the cookie class kits. Corrie had gone to bed. She didn't know any of this was happening, but of course I had to shut down the group on my own. Thanks for the help.
You said you did
I was
good,
just being
kid.
Nice.
Good night.
No, I wanted you to be like, no, we do this. We ride, we die together. But you were like, bye. So then I said, okay, hey guys, here's the cookie class kits. We've never run. Here we go. We've never run a discount on this membership. We don't run discounts on any memberships but the cookie college, which the cookie college was for the whole day. But the cookie class kits is cheaper than the college, and we've never run a discount on it. So I said, you know what? I think this is fun, the clear the shelf thing. I wasn't even planning to do this, but let's do 10 of these. So you see how many, we don't ever run discounts on this membership that's never been discounted. And I'm only giving 10 away, first come, first serve. It's sold instantly. You guys were insane. That was also a great deal for you guys who got it. And then people were like, can we just do 10 more?
And Heather loves the peer pressure.
So I thought, who am I to tell the people no? So I said 10 more. Like, I mean, they made it was only $30 a month and you could cancel. You could get all the classes. So if the class is at that price, because you got all the classes from 2023 and one class from 2024, discounted to $30. It brought the per class cost to $2.
It was, we were losing.
Yeah, but it was so fun. So then people were like, can we do 5 more? Almost the more I offered at this limit, the more of that, hype.
Anxiousness. I want to get it.
Right. So that is kind of the same concept of this is this limited edition, this small time, there's none left, this whole upper thing versus when you have these, like, I didn't sell any, I'm closing this. Nobody signed up for class. We may cancel. That is not what your audience wants to hear. Even if it is the truth, maybe that'll be the internal conversation, but the external one needs to be like, everybody wants this. This is great. We're going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
I want the energy of the teacher to permeate the class. We also I have no orders next week. If you need something, let me know. See this posted a lot when you guys friend us on Facebook. You're going to see that. But Corrie said, change it to, I can take 3 orders next week.
I got 3 spots open next week. Who wants them first?
That is great. So I have no orders next week. Makes me feel used car.
Yeah.
I can take 3 orders next week. Makes me think certified pre-owned car.
Yes.
Right. One's a negative. I have nothing going on. Nobody wants me. I am not an ideal product for my audience. Versus the other one's like, I can take 3 of you. But just
3.
I can only take 3.
First come, first serve. Listen.
Neither of those is a lie. One is just packaged better.
Yeah.
Used car and certified pre-owned are the exact same thing. Paper flower and eternal flower are the exact same thing. One makes me want it. The other one makes me want to run away from it.
Yeah.
Right? So, that is kind of how this goes. Moving on, Corrie also has some other good ones. I do not have that cookie cutter. Negative.
Sad.
I don't. So you have a contraction. I do not.
I haven't even baked for you and you're disappointed.
Right. We're already starting off on a negative, which has been this entire car buying experience. This car buying experience has made my skin crawl off my arm. I don't have that cookie cutter a million times versus, hey, I can save you money by using a cookie cutter I already have. What a positive.
Wow. 1,
I have it. 2, I have it in you.
1, you were already going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to use something similar.
Right. But I don't have that cookie cutter. I can use a substitute. Ugh. Substitute teachers. You always knew the substitute teachers were the best because they were the worst. That was why you liked them. You're a substitute teacher. You're my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they rolled in the TV, like, oh my goodness. But then when we say, hey, I can save you money by using a cutter I already have, or we can place a custom cutter order. When I hear that, I'm like, well, let's just, if it's similar enough, might as well.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Definitely save me some money. Or you get exactly what you want.
And it costs you a little bit more. Now you've given me the paradox of choice. Like, I have the ability to decide my own fate. Versus the other one was like, you don't get to decide your fate and you don't get what you want either.
Yeah.
The other one says, hey, I can save you money. And when you can word things like that, you can actually direct people in the direction you want them to go. Let's say Corey's like, well, I don't want to order a cookie cutter. I'd never use this again. Hey, I don't have a cookie cutter, but I can save you some money by using one that's so similar, I don't know that you'd even notice a difference. Or we can place that order for a custom cutter. It will push your order back by X amount of days and up by X amount of dollars. So by making this one thing, this behavior that she wants real shiny, and making the behavior that she doesn't want real negative, we can kind of push people in the direction that we want to. And again, for those of you who thinks rush fees are stealing, no, you are giving people options that they'd want. I would love to have the option to pay you
extra
to work a little longer.
Absolutely.
I'm moving. I will. That is a hill you will find my dead body upon. That whole I either can or I can't thing is just poor salesmanship. In my book. And I know, harsh, Heather. Whoa. Did you go on the wrong side of it?
Listen, Heather said that.
Then we go to, this is a quote, which is a normal thing. You're going to say, this is the quote. That would be what normal people. But Corrie says, I actually said, let me know. Here's a quote. Let me know if it fits in your party budget.
What it does is it lets the other person save face. Mm-hmm. Like, are you too poor to afford this? Not good. Does this fit the party budget? Now we've made the budget the third party in here, and me and my client can both blame the budget.
And it gives you one. So let's say if somebody's like, and we're going to talk about this, somebody's like, oh, that's a little out of my budget. Okay, when you say this is that's out of my budget, I don't offer discounts. Like you can see that's these real negative.
Yeah.
Like, are you my ex because this feels like it? Versus like, hey, doesn't fit your budget. Oh, this is a little out of my budget. Okay, let's see if we can work on things that we can change.
Simplifying some designs, maybe fewer cookies.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Corrie has an interesting one. Homemade. sounds like grandmother made it. And I love the phrase, but Corrie said made to order sounds a little bit more professional, a little less. I love that we can be cottage bakers.
Yeah.
I love the flexibility. It's wild to me that to make a dog treat, you need more licensure than to make a human treat.
Yeah.
However, homemade, it can put you in line with grandma's baked goods.
Right.
Right. When you say these are made to order, when I think made to order, I think specially, and I also think a higher dollar.
I think custom, made to order, elite.
Yes.
They're only going to be
Have
for
you
me.
ever used the word elite in a sales email to somebody buying cookies?
Would you like to be an elitist?
Would you like the elite cookie experience? Okay, I thought this was an interesting one. You came up, you said the price is $75 a dozen, or you can say you're looking at an investment of $75 a dozen.
If we're thinking high end, custom, an investment of.
Well, I'm sorry, the word investment itself is the key word here. The price, ask me car shopping. Price is pretty negative. Price is like, this is what the cost is. It's the kind of same one, and why I don't like the word fee. Like fee is like, the fee, fi, fo, fum fee. That's what I was thinking with these car dealerships. Like, they're like, I said, here's my offer, here's the price. And then we get to, and they're like, here's the fee. I said, one of these fees doesn't even have a reason. It just said fee. The other ones at least had a reason. So when you say the price is, the fee is, that rush fee, that's why I really like the fast track to order, because we didn't use the word fee. Versus you're looking at investment. When you think of somebody who invests, what do you think of?
I think someone who knows what they're doing with their
money. Absolutely. So you're looking at an investment of, for your order, you're looking at an investment of this. And if it sounds too technical, I can see people leaving that out.
Yeah.
But I do like that it takes off the price, that's stagnant, the price is, versus you're looking, if one of these car dealerships had come back and said, you're looking at an investment of this, it would have been so much more romantic.
You would have felt better about your purchase, like more confident about your purchase. Like, I'm investing in so-and-so's birthday.
Right.
I'm investing in my kid's 1 year birthday they'll not remember.
Right. Well, say the vehicle I did buy. Okay, you gotta, in the back of your head, you gotta think, what did the other person not like? Right? A little bit. This has been a thought.
Oh,
why'd you get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
What about it do you hate so much that you were willing to risk the depreciation?
Because I only buy used cars. I always tell myself, they loved it so much. It was a lease, and they wanted to get a new one.
Always like, I think it was a lease. So when I called, I didn't care about the color or whatever. I just wanted the lowest price. What, call me cheap. And then so I just emailed a bunch of dealerships the exact same. Here's my offer, great looking car. Here's my offer, great. I didn't care about anything else. Right? I just wanted the lowest price. But then in the, so the people who came back, the one we finally ended up buying said, do you wonder why they gave it up? Yeah, I'm dying to know. Did the engine explode and they didn't want it anymore? And he was like, no, they just wanted a faster car. Like, for some reason that let me think I'm an investor. And he's like, yes, you're actually getting almost a brand new car.
Where do I
sign? Where do I pay the fee,
So you don't have to say investment, but I think if we're made to order custom, we're asking a lot of
beautiful
money.
Words. Yeah.
We want to have that air of, like Neiman Marcus. The guy keeps upping his order.
Corrie got back with Neiman Marcus, so if you guys are wondering how her corporate girly era is going.
Listen, he's getting hit with the fee, fi, fo, fum fee. Like, dude, why are you He's like, guess what? We need more. Totally fine. I'm going to do it. You're looking at an investment of, and he says, without blinking an eye.
Oh, with corporate girly era, investment of. That should be a standard.
That's why I'm like, he ordered 5 dozen Galentines, 6 dozen of these, whatever, custom ones. The Galentine ones are the easiest. It's an arrow, a lip, and a heart.
And a man wants what he wants.
Whatever you need.
Neiman wants what he wants. But yeah, when you say the prices versus you're looking, again, just very subtle changes there. That actually, and what I felt like I was talking about this car buying experience, it feels like every email is me against them.
Yeah.
But I want somebody on my side. And you're looking at investment of, it sounds like we're on the same side. We're against the budget. Like, we're working together. You will be the best, like to the Neiman Marcus, you'll be the best employee a Neiman has ever had. Versus like, I don't offer a discount. Now it's us against them.
Yeah.
Here's the next example. I don't offer delivery. I have flexible porch pickup options. So I don't offer delivery. Very common.
Sad.
Nobody does.
Right. Negative, though.
You could say I offer delivery for a fee, the fee, fi, fo, fum fee.
Listen, a lot of people offer delivery. We don't.
Right. No, I see a lot of people don't. I should ask a poll.
You should.
Yeah. If you do offer delivery, either bake it into your price or for a fast track order fee.
Yeah.
But these are for people. This is for people who do not offer delivery. You can say, someone's like, can you deliver it to my house? Normal question a person asks. You can respond with, I don't offer delivery. Don't. We have a contraction. We have do not. Not is a negative word. Or we can say, while I don't offer delivery, I have a flexible porch pickup options for you to work with your schedule.
Yeah.
That sounds like we are working together on my options.
Yeah. That means it like, listen, you got all the options. I'm just here to accommodate them.
Yes. Like this car, they're emailing me literally while I'm sitting here, this car dealership. I sent them everything. I sent them.
Just call this Heather's Buying a Car podcast.
Oh, yeah. Heather,
That's so crazy. You have brought every little word
because
back.
I think in every email they've given, they could have worded it in a way that made me and the sales guy sound like we're on the same side. Instead, absolutely every email has made me feel like I've inconvenienced them by buying a vehicle they cannot move that somebody else did not want. Like, it's always been, so they're saying, so I said, okay, like, hey, can we release the car today? No, we can't. Please do not pick up the car today. Like, you have my left kidney and all my money.
We have to fix the rear end damage.
The engine did explode. We're trying to get it to unexplode. But instead, they could have been like, hey, I'll try to get this car out to you as soon as possible. I'm going to keep you, I'll send you an email. I'll give you a phone call if you want the minute we can release it. I just have to wait for the paperwork.
Absolutely.
That would have been, but now I'm getting like frantic. Please don't pick it up. Like, dude, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up the thing I
will say the dealership I bought mine from, I thought that they were going to be done with me when I bought the car. No, it's almost like it feels better to have service by them.
You know what? They had one for sale at yours, but it was too expensive. It was cheap. I wanted that experience, but I wanted more money.
So, like, hey, do you need a loaner? We can have a shuttle take you to this restaurant and this restaurant. Yeah. Would that work?
You know, and okay, now I feel weird bringing back this Never Love dealership stuff. I made an offer to 7 dealerships and the same 3 seconds, right? Yeah. So I just copied and pasted. It was all listed on like Auto Trader. And the 2 people that actually responded to me with the true thing were the salespeople, and they just immediately started talking about negotiation of price.
Yeah.
Because that's what my email said. Clearly I'm money motivated, so the cheapest price is going to be the one I want. Then the other 3 dealerships had, and no offense to 20-year-olds, we are all 20-year-olds, and I know they have no say on this, but they were like, I can go out to the vehicle and record it for you. And I was like, oh, just would like the offer, not really care, I don't know about the car.
Yeah.
Somebody never accepted, never even countered, but by the end of the night had made another 20-year-old film a sign with my name in it. They had written it on a board, and she sent me a video that says, hey, Heather Miracle, we're very excited for you to look at your... It was like she's reading it from the thing. And I was like, this is very nice. And they're like, we haven't heard from you. And I said, because you haven't actually replied to the offer. But so it's just kind of like that whole.
Yeah.
Moving on. You haven't. We're almost at the end of the list here. I cannot take your order. I'm booked. Okay. Negative. Cannot. Booked. While I'm booked for that date, here's 3 bakers I have that have the same decorating style as me and Ken might be able to take your order. That's very positive. So you can say, well, I can't take the order. I'm not getting the money.
You're going to lose the order anyway, so you can't take it.
And now you're literally saying I'm also feeding the mouth that takes money from me.
Yeah.
But yes, and you were going to, either way, they were going to find somebody else. You can't take their order.
Right.
In one instance, you actually sound very positive. In the other instance, you sound very negative. I can't take your order. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Great. I now have a homework assignment. I have to go find somebody else.
So you can... you likelihood of them coming back to you, pretty low.
Yeah.
But a chance. The first one, almost 0.
Yeah.
Right. I can't take your order.
But on the second one, you can build a relationship with another baker that maybe you guys can
scratch your back. So
Absolutely.
There's still more opportunity. Have you ever sent someone to somebody else and they came back to you?
No.
I don't think so. You're going to lose them anyway. So that is today's podcast, is where can you take these words that have negative connotations or negative feelings and change them to be more positive feelings. When you're able to do that, paper flower versus eternal flower, or used car versus certified pre-owned, you're able to generate a lot more income. And that's the difference between somebody who's good at sales and somebody who's bad at sales, which is I can't take your order. I either can take it or I can't. Or while I can't take your order, if you pay a fast tracked, whatever she called that special word, that was great. I could squeeze you in. Of course, she didn't like the word squeeze in because it sounds like, but she can say I can move you to the front. And that move to the front thing, oh my goodness.
I will say in my notes app on my phone, I have a list of local bakers and their social media links. I can just copy and paste it and send it. So I can save this customer I don't have even more time. So they can just go straight there versus having to be like, because last podcast we talked about everyone had similar names.
Yes.
So let me save you some heartache.
Yes, that is a great point.
What are you doing?
Somebody asked about Phoebe and said, why haven't I ever talked about Phoebe?
Okay. What a sad note. Do you want to tell them?
Yeah, Phoebe passed away. But
listen, the cat lived its best and fullest
18.
life. But she did pass away. Surrounded by those that love her.
Right. Great cat. Honestly, think about her every other second of the day. But she did pass away. She'd stopped drinking water. And I had read a bunch of articles on when you should decide to put an animal down. And it said, rather be a month too early than a day too late. And if I'm honest, I think I was a day too late. So we had to kind of rush her to the vet and put her down. So yes, Phoebe Wiebert lived a great life of 18 years. She was adopted 7 years. At 7, and my grandma they lived together in unharmonious harmony.
But we love Phoebe Wiebert.
Did you love Phoebe Wiebert?
I love Phoebe.
Phoebe Wiebert was my third arm. That was my baby child.
She ruined a Coach purse.
Okay, I want to say, Corrie was in a very, very bad mood once, for the podcast specifically, and comes in just like a tornado. Just flipping over tables mentally, let's say, and verbally. Throws her purse down, Phoebster, never to miss an opportunity to check out leather. I don't know why the cat was addicted to it. Walks right up, takes out the little old claws, and just
goes to
the sound it made. I think he left. I think he just left.
I did.
Yeah.
I said,
that was ridiculous to get mad at an animal.
I get mad at my pets all the time.
Ray's annoying.
I do say you're annoying.
Corrie was sick this week. That's actually the only text for the podcast text.
Oh.
I know. So sorry.
Yeah, but we love Phoebe. We keep her memory alive. Heather uses
Corrie
her.
actually got her painted.
I did.
Commissioned.
I did by this local artist who actually painted my dog. I said, hey, do you mind if you could make Phoebe last for eternally?
On paper.
On paper.
Yeah. So we did put Phoebe down. It was actually a couple months ago, but we said, let's not tell anybody because I feel like everyone liked her on the podcast.
It was just it was a Debbie Downer, and that's why we said it's hard to break sad news like that.
Right. Very amazing cat, though. And I even think to myself, would I get another cat? And I would say, no, it needs to have the brain of Phoebe. Otherwise, I'd be disappointed.
Phoebe was smart.
Phoebe was so calculated. It would watch Ruth Ann's grandma, her car back out. It wasn't allowed to go upstairs. But as soon as she saw that car back out, upstairs she went. Yeah. Pretty genius. Pretty genius.
Okay, go on to something brighter.
So that was the only text
I know,
that we got.
but you didn't even say we were entering the text messages.
713. What are you doing with the mood of the podcast? No, that was a great question. We should have talked about it. But let's move on to a Facebook Live that I actually have to add. It is on February 12th. Today, you guys are hearing this on February 6th. It's 6 days away. It is taught by an accountant. She's actually in the Cookie College, but she has taught Facebook Lives in the main group. And it's on the concept of paying yourself in profit first.
Nice.
Which, if you haven't read the book Profit First, is that you pay yourself and then you pay everything else, which is a concept that is kind of hard to wrap your head around.
If you're new in business, typically you think the other way around. Like, I have to pay everything and then I'll get paid last if there's anything left over.
Yeah. Andrea is exceptional at bookkeeping and accounting. It's the one thing in my life that is my crux.
Yes.
It is I get sweaty. The fact that every day, almost I'm waiting for the mail to come so I can sweat that a tax document has arrived.
I know.
I hate the feeling. I hate the look. I hate that I have to tear off the papers. They don't tear off quickly.
No, what's annoying? TurboTax texted me that they got it. Like, I couldn't even brace myself. Usually, like, I can pep talk myself to the mailbox.
There's some people who file their taxes correctly that always get refunds. They're like contributing too much. So these are their second paydays. Yeah. These are like bonuses to them.
Well, I want to be that person.
Well, then tell them you have an extra kid, or say you have no kids. Whatever the one is. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But anyways, Andrea will be teaching that Facebook Live on February 12th. I'll post it in the group today. Nice. I polled the group yesterday. Polled them. I said, who wants a Facebook Live on? How to pay yourself. Everyone said yes. So I'll post that up, and then you'll always be able to watch the replays. But there is a Google Sheet, I like a spreadsheet of all the Facebook Lives that have ever been taught in the group. If you sat down and watched all of those, you would be like probably 200 hours deep. Yeah. 200 hours of absolutely free content taught by other bakers, 2 bakers. And that's accessible to anybody who is in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. You do need to be in the group because those Facebook Lives are hosted there. Yeah. Little 101 on the Facebook Lives. If they went live in the event, I would have to be live with them. That's how it works. The creator of the event has to go live with the co-host, and I'd rather pass away prematurely. So instead of going live in the event, they go live in the group. we pin it to the group announcements, and then I'll cross-post it. One of the mods will cross-post it to the event itself where it'll be pinned as well.
Yeah.
So you're going to not find that Facebook Live. I will post this announcement to the Facebook page, but that's not where it's hosted. It's always hosted in this Facebook group called Sugar Cookie Marketing Group.
You're still going to get people asking where it is.
What was a tip? Someone was like, and they weren't wrong, but they were like, yeah, it's your fault from posting it on your page and not hosting it here. Don't post it here. I was like, that's rude, but you're right.
It's my page. I'll do it.
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. So that Facebook Live is coming up. If you would like to teach a Facebook Live, you do not have to be an expert like Andrea is. You can just be a person with experience, which turns out that is a prerequisite to being an expert.
Absolutely.
You can sign up for that and be forever in our debt. We'll be forever in your debt.
There's a lot of debt going
There's
on.
debt. And it's at sugarcookiemarketing.com/live. It'll get all the details I need from you, and you just tell me what you're going to talk about, and then I'll post that to the groups.
We need to start getting that up going.
Listen, buddy, you are attacking things. This is Corey. This is Corey. Yeah, let's add that back to the list. I'm like, Corey, that is 13 hours worth of work minimum. And you just tacked it on in a split second. Half a sentence.
Even Marcus can tack on an extra 3, does he? I can tack on something.
What Corey adds to my list and just like, no, why don't you add that to your list? I'm like, okay. So I'll write it down. 8 hours in. And then I'll send her last night. Like, here's the deliverable.
Guys, let me tell you what. I needed an Eddie graphic of a specific perfume. I don't know where Heather, she must have Googled.
You didn't?
Random perfume. And got this graphic.
It was pink and purple.
Where did you find it?
Google, because you don't email me anything. Corey be like, need this cutter. What? Bleep it a bleep size.
Heather
you need the cutter in.
Heather will take an idea. Like, she didn't even know what the perfume bottle was, but she knew that roughly the color.
I knew, no, reverse. I knew what the perfume was, not the color.
But it was a different name. So Queen of Silk was the one they needed.
Wait,
you
the
chose like Armor of God. Queen of Silk, Armor of God. And then Heather does this whole graphic. And I said, yeah, that looks good. I can't wait when you do it for the bottle that I need.
I have not worked hours on it, but I'd worked not 0 minutes on it. And Corey's like, that's so nice that you did that for something.
I just know that I have to put on your list of things to do. Your YouTube initiative has been there for 1 year.
You know what moved in place of it? You said finish a website we don't use anymore. Why? Why would we do that?
Because I know I have the websites on.
Yesterday, okay, this will I'll move into the Cookie College. Corey, okay, the 2023 Cookie Class Kits archived out of that membership. So if you sign up for the Cookie Class Kit today, you get 3 stunning classes. We actually just dropped the March class. The way the Cookie Class Kits membership works is when you sign on, you get anything that's been dropped in the last year. So the people in the first month paid $63 for that class. We're 3 classes in, so 63 divided by 3, whatever that number is. Can't do it in my head.
It's something repeating. You want me to see?
Yeah.
Okay, continue talking.
So if you signed up today, you get 3 classes. You get the January Snowman class. You get February's
21.
See, somebody's yelling at their thing. It's 600. And then you get this March Luck of the Icing. Get it? Luck of the Irish class. And each class is 6 cookies for icings and the accommodating sprinkles. And you get everything you'd ever need. You just have to order the cutters from Sweet Pink Olive, and she has deals there as well. But some people are like, but I wanted the 2023 classes. The easiest way, the actually cheapest, cost-effective way to get the 2023 classes is sign up for the Cookie College membership at $76. But not everybody wants to be in a membership. Not everyone wants to spend $76. So Corey said, is there an option where we can let people get those 2023 classes outside of a membership, and can somehow you make it cost-effective? Yes. This took me 2 days to do. I sent it to Corey. The only text, I love ot, and then it.
Listen. Food poisoning. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Toilet. Tiniest bathroom ever.
So if you want to check that out, yes, you can buy the 2023 class kits individually or as a bundle outside of a membership, which means it doesn't recur. And I've introduced for these products, because they're not memberships, payment plans. So you can get, I will say it'll always be more cost effective to just do that Cookie College membership, but this is an option for people, 3 payments of $32, which brings the cost per class to $96. 2 tickets sold, and you'll get that. Again, the Cookie College is going to be so much cheaper, because not only do you get the 2023 classes, you get those 2024 classes, you get the private group, you get the freebie photos, you get 70 marketing courses in all the other memberships. Okay.
The reason why, Heather,
Please explain this to me.
pushing
I was wondering
the
why
college
Yeah.
is because when you join the college, what we can do is help you. So instead of just buying a cookie class kit and being like, now what? Now I have all this content. How do I get people to get into these seats? If you join the college, what we can do is help give you strategies to get people, but also there's courses like running Facebook ads to get people in the seat, copy on how to approach a venue and things like that. So that's why it's beneficial to join the college for the few extra dollars, because we can add more value to you and make you more successful in classes.
I just don't want somebody to pay for an individual class outside of a membership and then think, why didn't you stop me and get me to sign up for the membership that would have made this pennies on the dollar?
Yeah.
However, I understand and I agree with Corrie that not everyone has $76 and not everyone, hey, I know I sell a membership and I hate recurring memberships too. Not everyone wants to be involved in that. So if you go to thecookiecollege.com/2023, you're able to purchase the classes individually in a payment plan. So you'd be looking at $32 a month for 3 months, or the bundle of all the classes. And I did break that down into a payment plan as well. So there are options. Again, this is an option move. But yeah, you're going to see me pushing you guys to the Cookie College, even have an FAQ saying, what's the best deal? Not this.
Yeah.
It is the Cookie College, because I would want anyone to save money. You could sign up for the Cookie College. You could download everything and cancel within the same day, and you save more money than...
I will say, you may be, why are you doing that? The reason why I wanted Heather to bring the classes from 2023 back as an option.
I agree with this. I agree with this one. Go right ahead.
Is because the 2024 classes are like you have an A holiday and a B holiday each month.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Super Bowl in February. So we also have Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, we did a whole set of that last year. So I said, let's do football this year so you have more variety to teach.
I like that.
So that's why I said, but some people didn't teach cookie classes last year. They probably do want the Valentine's Day one. So now you have the option to choose the Valentine's Day one. Last year, we did not teach a St. Patrick's Day one.
So we got
this year we have. So you could choose between either or.
It's so interesting. I thought most people would still do the Valentine's Day class, but I see a lot of people saying I'm actually interested in teaching at a brewery, and this is one of those perfect match points.
Nice.
Yeah, so the brewery, this one does have a overflowing beer mug, a beard that is orange, a top hat of a leprechaun, a pot of gold. They're magically delicious.
And a little rainbow, but themed
rainbow with the colors of Ireland. And then there's one I'm missing.
What are you missing?
Oh, a clover.
A clover.
With some wet on wet techniques and some line details. So each class that you could purchase has a new, like a technique.
I wouldn't say necessarily new. It's a beginner class, so it's new for beginners. So
sometimes we do textures, sometimes we do wet on wet, sometimes we do line work.
I just can't guarantee that we're always going to do a new
There's
technique.
something, and I believe, because I have to create the PowerPoint, so I'm literally taking it with you. I feel like anybody who took the class you taught the last time will learn something new in the next class that they teach. So that, if you want to check out the 2023 class kits, if you just want to look and see what they look like, you can look at them at thecookiecollege.com/numerical 2023. Make that easy for you. 2023.
Nice. Oh, see, remember when we talked about last naming things? You had to say numerical 2023.
Do as we say and not as we do. That takes us through the Cookie College. But if you guys want to sign up, we are having a grand old time. We'll be moving into a challenge. I decided to skip February and implement it in March, since luck at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We're talking about finances. The challenge in January was cleaning. Loved it.
It was great.
Cleaning
it was
and
organization.
Here's a funny thing. Like, I love the college because they call each other roomies.
Yeah.
But I'm the one posting these check-in threads for the challenges. By the last day, it's like crickets.
Listen,
everyone's war-torn.
There's a holiday. We're baking.
They're tired. Right. Yeah. We have these holidays coming up. I just want to talk about the countdown. I know Corrie hates talking about countdowns. I just wanted to talk about what's coming up for holidays, because it does hit us pretty hard in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
In the next couple of months.
I know.
Right?
It's really hard. To me, Q4 is so much easier than Q2.
Because it's spaced out.
So the Super Bowl is the 11th, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be in 5 days.
Wow.
Right. Then we have Mardi Gras. And for those of you who want to say, it's not Mardi Gras, it's the end of it. Okay, listen, I need a single day.
Yeah.
I can't have a month. It's the 13th, 2 days after the Super Bowl. Valentine's Day is 1 day after Mardi Gras, the 14th. You don't do Mardi Gras stuff, but I know people down towards Louisiana will end up doing more of it almost than Valentine's Day. Then we have a month and change hiatus of nothing.
Nothing?
Then St. Patrick's Day, the
What day?
17th of March.
Oh, March.
Then you usually typically think you have a couple weeks breather. No, you don't. Easter is in March this year.
That's
It's the 31st. April Fool's Day is the day after Easter. And you guys like to make those little eggs, those deviled eggs. You love them, some deviled eggs. You love the brownies.
The brownies.
So April Fool's Day, April 1st. And then we have an entire month of April with nothing that I could find that was a major cookie holiday.
Okay.
Like there's no big one that I see people doing. Because I think typically Easter falls in there.
Yes.
Right. Then we have Nurse and Teacher Appreciation Week. Is it the same week?
It is?
That's all I could find on the internet.
Okay. I do think it's close.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a whole week. But I know Nurse Appreciation Week was kind of big toward COVID, but don't forget about your nurses. And then Teacher Appreciation Week is kind of big. It's our
Still big, yeah.
right. It's a nice
Schools push it because they want you to appreciate it.
I think that holiday does best when you do a cookie married to a gift card.
Yeah.
And that 2-set thing. That's my opinion. Immediately 6 days later, Mother's Day.
Oh, wow.
Right. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Then, towards the end of the month, it's going to be graduation and last day of school.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to be dependent on your school and your snow days or whatever, but that's at the end of the same month that Mother's Day is. Halfway through June, Father's Day.
Yeah.
I know. Father's Day always feels...
Is it the 11th?
16th.
Oh.
The 11th is Super Bowl. And then nothing until 4th of July, and that brings us all the way to summer. So weird
Time
these
is
half-month holiday
flying.
things.
Yeah, flying.
The Vendy Bundy is ever closer.
It's always
Shark Week is also called Vendy Bundy.
marching towards us.
So that is what's coming down with the cookie holidays. Now, do you want to talk about our sponsors? Tell us what AE Core Backers is planning.
AE Core Backers is going to go, and they are moving to a bigger warehouse so they can take care of more orders. They can get you things faster. They can hold more products so they can roll out new things to us. The thing is, they have to move from one warehouse to the other, and that is no easy feat. So what they're going to do is pause. I don't know if they've paused yet. They definitely said it was going to be in February. They're going to pause their website so you can't order from it. You can still reach out to them, talk to them about that.
If you have placed any orders with them, I've seen them arrive.
Yeah. So if you have any outstanding orders, those are good.
I would say if somebody was like, I wanted to get some, like order it now if you can.
Yeah. Before they start moving.
Yeah.
So when they start putting things in both locations, that's got to be a logistic nightmare.
I can imagine.
So what they're going to do is take a break for a few months, close down their little
Online
orders.
store.
Yep. And then they're going to move to this bigger location and then have a big old grand opening for when they are ready and rolling.
I got somebody sent us an Instagram message about the podcast just now.
Just now?
Yeah. Baked with Love by Nicole. She said, "Hi, I recently discovered your podcast and I started from the beginning and I have literally been laughing so hard that I messed up some of my cookies. I'm deep cleaning my mixers today and have your podcast on and I just want to say, all caps, thank you for the knowledge you guys have in sharing it with all of us. I'm only on episode 10. She hasn't gotten to this.
Oh, girl, it falls apart.
More chaotic. And I've learned so much already. I appreciate you both so much and you are my favorite twins."
Thanks.
That is very nice. Thank you so much. That does keep us going. Those are very nice emails to receive. Really appreciate it.
Back to AE Core. If you want to snag their what are you doing? If you want to snag their backers,
get you on here a carnivore
if
diet.
you want to snag their backers, you can use code Sugar Cookie for 20% off right now.
Yes.
Till they close their website down.
Right. Moving on, Bakety Bake has the royal batch icing. I asked in the college. One of the members said, can you ask?
I saw that. I read everything.
I did too. They said, can you ask what people use for meringue powder and what they switch from? And I thought there would be some consistency. Unlike your icing, no consistency at all. Everyone has started somewhere and moved to something else.
I want someone to love me like they love the
meringue. Oh my goodness. You guys will be like, I'll take bullets for my meringue powder. And
what a fan club. You guys are Swifties of meringue powder.
Yeah, and you guys who like your meringue powder, you don't like it, you love it. And you hate what you started with.
To do an internet fight over it. I was watching people like trying to talk someone into it.
I said, wow. I thought we'd have like a trend. Like most people use that, or most people, there's none of it.
No, we definitely have
it. Wilton. I was reading all those words. Someone said, is Celebrate so?
Yeah.
Yeah, Celebrate. I was like, wow, there's words I haven't even read before. But if you're looking for new meringue powder, I just suggest you try Bakety Bake Royal Batch Meringue Powder. It has everything you need.
To me,
It is the best.
I switched to Royal Batch, so I am a convert.
Okay. Love it.
What it has already in it is white food coloring, so you save on that.
Love it.
Which white food coloring, if you're buying it in bulk, is expensive. What else it has is corn syrup. Corn syrup, you would add that to a recipe if you wanted a softer bite. And since we want our cookies to have a softer bite, a lot of people just add it into their flood consistency, into their floral consistency. They just have it and everything. So you save because it already has that in there. And then it has vanilla food flavoring already in there. A lot of times when you're adding a lot of food flavoring, especially if it's vanilla, you have to buy like, the clearly not vanilla where it's like clear versus, it's usually brown.
Absolutely.
And brown usually tints it just a little bit and you get that kind of yellowish finish.
Yeah.
Right. So it already has that in there. So when you whip it up, it whips up bright, white, silky smooth.
So if you want the crest white strips of meringue powder, I want you to go to Bakety Bake Royal Batch. Just Google it. It'll show up.
Bakety Bake Idaho.
No, she dropped the Idaho.
No way.
It redirects.
Oh,
But it's just baketybake.com. Nice. Very clean. Look at that branding.
Nice.
Right there. She kept it
Good she
concise.
did. Yeah, because I had it memorized.
Use code TWINS at checkout for 10% off. And I think you'll really like it. The people in the college who had switched to Bakety Bake really did like it.
Yeah, and I will say she just brought the 5-pound back.
Right.
So jump on that.
Right. It was interesting to see why people liked what
I
they
know.
liked.
I
said, I wonder, and I will not be taking a poll, how much your guys' location and humidity and your decorating style affect how you choose meringue powder.
Absolutely.
Some people are like, I like that it dries fast. Some people are like, I like that it dries slow.
I think what was most entertaining was a lot of people started with something and are too scared to try something else.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of team camp that. I love trying new stuff, but I also like the oldies.
But what if the new thing could be the better thing?
Listen, man, Etsy's checkout has also convinced me to try new stuff. You know when you go to a restaurant and you're like, this will either be the best experience of my life or I will hate it.
You love testing out new things.
I
especially
like
with
to
food.
know that there's other options out there. Corey is
Stay
steady
the course.
Eddie, steady and forgetty. Corey, you'd find her at a Panera glued to the seat one day. She never tried anything off the Panera menu. She's using a cinnamon toast bagel, cut and heated.
Last but not least is Eddie the edible printer.
Now you did.
I did
like this video.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I made the cutter.
You did.
Here's what happened years and years ago. When I first got into cookie cutter printing, Corey had a client that sent a wedding invite with a flower on it. And she wanted to turn it into a vase. I made the giantest cookie cutter in the history of the planet. It was a loss later.
Yeah.
Now that I know cookie cutter sizing a little bit better, I actually learned in a fusion class how to measure the scale. I remade it 4 inches top to
and
bottom.
this was so much easier to do.
So it was a vase with that, you guys know what I'm going to say, a floral blue print on a porcelain vase. That once you see that texture pattern, you know exactly what it is.
It's got a name, but I can't remember what it is.
I know. Mom made that calendar for you with that vase on it for that cookie.
Oh, no way.
So if you could let her know.
Yeah, I will.
That'd be great. She even took a picture of herself to save it so she remembered not to give it to you.
Oh.
But Corey wanted, instead of, you could have, I wondered if you hand painted that.
The first time I did. It took me 52 million hours.
Right. So Corey, took that print, which is easy to find on like any Shutterstock or something, and printed it all over the cookie with only the base flooded. So imagine the base of this vase, flooded white. There's no flowers on it. Yeah, there's no leaves. She prints this texture on the entire cookie. Of course, it goes on the naked cookie part, but you don't need that because you're going to pipe over it. And it was really, it hadn't been, and then you use transfers. That cookie took you 2 seconds.
The transfers alone by themselves took a long time. But what I really loved about Eddie was you can print on a cookie that's just crusted over. So it doesn't need a full 24 hours to dry. It just needs to have a little crust on it. And
now, how do you prevent the bleeding of the colors, the transfer of the colors?
It needs to have a full time to dry after you print him.
Do you do cornstarch?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
We're also in a really low humid period of a very humid area.
I might do it if I did. So instead of waiting for 2 times for it to dry, for the base to dry, and then for the Eddie print to dry, I like to flood, crust the base, and then let them dry together.
Very nice.
So you can work a lot faster.
So if you're wondering what we're talking about, sometimes when people bag Eddie printed cookies too fast, that color will transfer to the cello bag, and that's not the vibe. So there are ways to and it really comes down to drying times and humidity.
A good tip someone gave me in the college, they said if a cookie that you're printing has a lot of ink on there, flood the cookie, let it dry, and then put some cornstarch on it before you print. What that will do is allow any excess moisture that comes from Eddie to already be sucked up into the cornstarch layer. You won't see it.
You know, it's very interesting. That makeup, I saw a TikTok that said put powder on your face before you put on your foundation, just like a thin, like barely anything, and it does the same effect. It
like sucks up. Yeah, right. Yeah. So the lady loved those cookies.
Oh, you already delivered them?
Yeah,
I think I saw it
on Friday.
Yeah, very nice. That's Eddie. You can find him. I'd recommend skipping just going to their website. Go directly to their Facebook group, Eddie Printer Users Group, and you're just going to be floored. Or Instagram. I know that they reshare a lot of the stories.
Yeah, they have if you look who's tagged to Eddie in their photos, like you can go to Primera and click the third little icon over. It shows you anyone who's tagged him.
Yeah.
In
Talk
their post,
about
you can see
inspo.
everything.
I'm going to say, let's do a great example. This Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus, you and Eddie are just in a love triangle together. And the bank, I guess. And so this Creed perfume, it's $350 when I Google the wrong bottle. I wonder if you wear it, it better do my taxes.
I know, right?
It better, the perfume cloud better file, go to TurboTax.com. But, I mean, just think of that if you had to hand pipe that. I don't even know how you would.
I even told them, they said that it's such a detailed logo on it. I don't even know how to explain what it is.
Here's what I thought was the actually complex part when I was staring at the graphic is the reflection of light on glass is extremely hard to recreate. Really, if a cookier wanted to do it outside of hand painting, you're doing that weird whoop, the little ornament reflection. Yeah. so curious how this turns out. I would love a video on this order.
Okay, I made them last night. I just have to flood and print just to see.
Very curious.
I know.
So I just need to Photoshop the Creed thing off because the stencil.
Right.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Do you have any Twinterest?
Do you have a Twinterest?
Well, I just asked you. You can't ask.
Okay, my Twinterest is I found this, and I don't know if I said this before. I found this video on TikTok about Apple Watches. Okay. You know, if you're not good with math like me, can't do it off the top of my head or on piece of paper.
Did you confess your 5 dozen to them? Remember we were in the car and you were like, how many cookies is 5 dozen? And we were like,
I did
60.
not confess this to them.
You want to tell
them?
I
really, truly thought 12 times 5 was 56.
Corrie delivered this order. It was a massive order. It's so funny, if you guys are wondering, that one of the cookie class kits in 2023, you can buy that right now, is a under the sea, very cute sea animals. The whole theme of all the class kits is chonky, right? Which is super cute. Someone was like, why is a cookie oblong? I said, it's not, it's chonky. But in the under the sea creatures, someone had said, Corrie, I'd like to place an order for under the sea creatures. It was like 2 days ago or whatever, last week. And Corrie repurposed those cookie class kit cutters.
I said, this is what I can do for you.
Yeah.
She's like, that is perfect. I need
that
5 dozen.
Inflection. Corrie said 5 dozen you'll get. So bag tag delivered, not delivered, they picked up or whatever. Yeah. Did you deliver those?
No.
Usually for bigger orders you make an exception.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then, of course, the lady's like, thank you, these are amazing. Text message at the party. There seems to only be 56 cookies, 54 cookies.
There's 56 cookies. We asked for 5 dozen.
So Corey's reading this. We're in the car driving to lunch with my sisters and my mom. And Corey's like, how many cookies are in 5 dozen? Everyone universally says 60. And
even my son says 60.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing. From the perspective, if, when a customer's like, I think I'm missing a few, and then bakers are like, they're not missing a few. There's 100% that I did every single cookie. They must have stolen and eaten 3, and they just want money back. No, 100%. Like, I'm going to take that on. So what am I going to say? Like, no, I think I made the 5 dozen. No, I know that I thought 12 times 5 was 56. I counted thinking that was 6 dozen.
For you to reside on the haunches of your own math experience, not to double check that.
Yeah, I would have fought someone over the fact that 12 times 5 was 56.
So I think you immediately refunded the missing cookies, and then you asked her, which I thought was a pretty. Somebody else in the Facebook group had said, ask them what they want the recourse to be.
Because how can I make this better? Please tell me it didn't ruin the party. If I get the opportunity to bake for you again, remind me of this because I will give you a discount on our refrigerator.
And what? She was super stoked. She ended up not needing the cookies, but it was awkward for you. I felt bad for you and her.
She let me save face because I instantly refunded her.
Imagine if you had said, no, there's enough. That you're
Can you recount again?
Right. I want to say, if you guys want to fight people on, just take one picture. Just take one picture. If I would again, at the end of the day, I'm a refund and run. But take a picture before you box them up, and that way you can count the picture. You can't go back in time and count air, so take a picture.
Listen, for me to count cookies in a photo, that equals 5 dozen.
I'd rather do $25. It's interesting they didn't refund the whole order.
Yeah.
That was a big order.
I did.
If it was 12 and you got that wrong,
If
it's
I
on
missed
you.
a whole like 2 dozen, I'd felt mortified because she'd be less. But she already told me that the number of people for the party, I knew there was enough cookies, regardless if it was 56 or 60.
Like, refund and run, except for when it's a refund. So anyways, your Apple Watch.
So on your Apple Watch, if you are bad at math like me and need to double check it, say if you're out and about to a restaurant and you need the tip, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times, sometimes they put like what the tip total is so you don't have to do the math. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, on your Apple Watch, you can type in the total of your meal. Okay. So $40.31. And then you can scroll, just using their scroll thing. You press tip on your calculator, and you can scroll what 25, 20, 22, 15.
I would rather guess what the tip is than type on a tiny phone calculator, a tiny watch, like that little screen.
I'm going to take, look, okay, I can't find it. It really
I'd rather just be like, here's $100 tip to go away and not see me sweat.
Listen, I have worn this thing. I said, if I get this, I'm going to wear it every day. And I have.
You have truly worn it every day. I have actually broken up with smartwatches. You
didn't wear yours for... We tried back in Samsung's early days.
I don't mind the smartwatch that Samsung... They came out with a new one. I'm sure it's great. But I hate being so readily accessible to clients. I went on this like journey to separate myself from my inbox. And so much that I don't wear smartwatches anymore. I actually have my email silenced except for 2 periods of 30 minutes every day where it lets them through. And then I make sure that ain't nobody thinking.
That's a good boundary, man. That's a good boundary. And I had to mentally get there. Yeah. Now when it shows off, I can swipe off.
I know. My lack of reply through. I don't think I have twin trips. Oh, I guess, no. They're nothing. Nothing there. Ruth Ann has a twin twist. Ruth Ann was asking about the podcast, and I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Maybe I should listen to it." I said, "Yeah."
Why would she fall asleep early? To listen to
no, she's not listening to us. But she had she gets these rock hard cinnamon buns from when they never expire, and you're like, "That's because you're not made of real food."
There's something in there.
Yeah. So she had gone to Aldi, Lidl, those little ones. Aldi and Lidl are the same in my brain. She gone to Aldi's.
There's no S, but people says it. You just add the S.
Oh, really? So she went to Aldi's and went to their bakery section and found.
I heard the bakery section was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. I didn't go, but I just got the product from it. She found these cinnamon buns. I'm gonna say, and I know, better than Cinnabon.
No.
Because you know how Cinnabon, the center of Cinnabon is the gateway to heaven, right?
Yeah.
I swear you're on your way up the golden stairs and they hand you the middle of a cinnamon bun and then you go talk to Peter.
Yeah.
The outside of a cinnamon.
It is a little hard.
It's the towel they put around you when you're going to hell. Like that thing is so hard. It's a waste of product and space. It's really just a gateway for me to get to the part that I want.
You almost can peel it off in one fell swoop.
Why is it so hard?
It's because that outside sacrificed itself so the inside could be gooey.
The Aldi had the soft center on the outside too. I'm just telling you. She nuked it for 9 seconds. I said, that's so specific. She's like, yeah, 10 is too much. 8 is too few. 9. And she's like, I mean, they're $3 for this pack of 10.
Oh, wow.
They were baked.
I will say the ones she got before were tiny. You got like $1 million for $1.
Yeah, because they were like, you'll need the money for medical expenses down the road for eating these. So that Aldi's cinnamon buns, nuke it for 9 seconds. It's what Ruth Ann said to do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying.
I took Arch to Wegmans yesterday.
You did?
We were early.
I love Wegmans. Where did you go? Woodbridge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's where Quinn's the We walked around it. Arch, when he walks in my peripheral vision, but right here. Mm-hmm. So I have to like turn.
Corey, you're such an attitude haver.
If I stop, he stops right. Like I'm trying to get him to come around so I can say. But we went through the bakery department. I said, you can get one thing.
What did you pick?
What do you think you got?
The tart?
Carrot cake.
No way. Your kid has a weird.
I know, and I said, just so you know, there's raisins in here.
Well, you and I like carrot cake.
I don't like the raisin ones. You don't have to have raisins.
I don't like a raisin.
So Archie's like, it's just a raisin. So we get home and he eats it. His first bite, he's like, this is amazing. And then when he finished it, he was like, it's neither here nor there.
Really?
Yeah.
Diminishing marginal utility. Corey was sick this weekend, and so asked me to pick up her kid in my old car, right? So the whole car is ancient. It's just ancient. But I said, Arch, listen, I'm only picking you up in this. Either you get in this jalopy or you stay home. So he was like, let's get in. But Corey made him not be allowed to say anything mean.
Yeah.
So he was like, we hit a bump and it made some squeaks. The car made some squeaks. And he was like, Yeah, this is held together with screws and tape. I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Please do not get an accident. There's no airbags. Please keep your hands very close.
How crazy would that be if you killed my child?
Here's the thing. The car has an exceptionally loud exhaust from probably what he's used to.
I don't know why I said text me when you get here. I heard you before you arrived.
So he gets in, and he's like, you know, and one, you can't hear my voice on a perfect day, let alone that car, but nobody's ever been in, so I literally had a stupid car till he's been there for 3 months. So I had to get it out. I said, oh, wow, car, we had a passenger. And Archer's like, you can't talk in this car. And I was like, and he was like, I can't hear you. And I said, well, I'll have to wait to the next stoplight. But that kid proceeded to talk for 2 hours
You didn't
straight.
have music going?
I did. He talked over it. So I turned it down on
You have to.
He was like, for sure he's going to get on his phone, only to show me a meme while I was driving.
He doesn't, oddly, get on his phone.
Oh, he did, to show me memes. You know your kid has a problem with
That's
showing
why
the
I
phone.
don't let him sit next to me.
There was no backseat. He was like, what if I just held on? He asked some stupid questions. What if we just held on the outside and you drove? I said, then you would likely be in a
You know what the questions I got pummeled with yesterday? What if there was 100 rooms or 2 rays?
No.
What would you choose?
I'm so sorry. These were run through me first. He said, if you could have 100 of any of the cats anybody has, which 100 would you choose? But then his logic behind it was actually very sound. He said 100 whiteys, you're going to have very old cats, and they'll all die at the same time.
Yeah.
Then he said 100, what Summer's cat? Gus's?
Yeah.
They're going to be too distracted. That'd be rambunctious. He said 100 Roscoe's, you'll never see them.
You think he's just throwing those words out as just like
there was logic
word
behind it. Then he
vomit?
was like, what if Summer's cat Gus was the size of a bear and you saw him in the middle of nowhere? I'm like, dude, let me turn on the music.
yeah. I got, if you could spend your life squeaking like Fuzzum, or you could only meow like Ruben. She doesn't really meow. She has a raspy thing. Which would you choose? I said, I think a squeak. That's wild.
I tried to change the subject, and he'd always find himself back to these cat questions.
I took him to sushi yesterday.
Without
so he could
me.
really like his
Without
sushi
me.
things. You said you was busy. You said I was busy. Girl, busy.
Yes, you can.
I was like, do you really like sushi? You know, like when you're stuffed.
I know. I got him the stuffed animal sushi.
I know, but yeah, I could tell he doesn't like it.
He doesn't.
He'll eat it because he wants to be associated with liking sushi.
Okay.
So like he's eating it in 3 bites. How are you eating a sushi in 3 bites?
Oh, you don't. You know, you gotta almost shoot him.
Yeah.
But
he didn't want any of the salad.
He's chewing on it.
Yeah, but like in 3, like he's swallowing most of it.
Right. That's kind of how you're supposed to do. If you're chewing it,
I'll have a chew. I like the seaweed chew.
yeah, you could do like 2 chews. You don't do 50 chews.
He did 3 chews per one, and just inhaled them.
watching
Would not.
him
I had to
chew?
stare at him. Yeah, and he did not touch the gyoza. He did not want that.
Really? The
Yeah.
gyoza's the best
I said,
part.
I think he would like this. He's like, nah, I think about it.
Get him some seaweed salad. My favorite, but it's a mental
See, I don't think
texture
I
thing.
think he doesn't truly like sushi. He wants to just be associated with
Because he
like.
thinks it's cool.
I think he
I
thinks
think it
it's-
seems like adulty. Like, I mean, literally, you're taking your sushi and dipping it with a tiny little.
He would not dip it in the soy sauce either.
What?
And he only ate it with his fingers. He did not want to attempt.
Fair. That would be hard.
I know. So I was like, "Are you so hungry?" Because I'm like eating the whole time. He's like, "I'll take a carrot cake at this one." Okay, bye guys.